All right, let's do it. Podcast time, you dumb son of a bitch.
Showtime.
So the
What's happening?
beard's getting long. I'm letting it grow.
Yeah, mine too. Dude, it's getting big.
Yeah, wispy. Look at how thin
Good.
it is.
Hey, real quick, you haven't used the joke yet. I was in the shower the other day, and I don't know. I just randomly think of stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Brock should use a joke sometime, and it's called, Hunter, if you had a band, it would be called Thin Wispy, not Thin Lizzy. Thin Wispy.
Yeah.
Because I'm thin and I got a wispy beard, but
it is so wispy. So wispy.
I thought that was funny.
Thin Wispy.
Thin
And now,
Wispy.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Thin Wispy. You guys sell Thin Wispy beards at the merch table.
Yeah, you can barely see him. Barely see him. Dude, you know, my beard is so wispy. Like, if there's a flash on the camera, you could like see my chin like through the beard. It's embarrassing.
It's actually the light. It goes
travels through the. It's blonde. Why don't you shut up? I wasn't blessed with it. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad I had this.
Yeah,
I only need a dual blade or whatever, like the big duals or whatever.
You just take a butter knife and cut that beard. Anyway, all right, let's get to it because I got a lot to do yet after this. So it's time for Fact and Opinion here on the App Show podcast. So fact, opinion, then we're done. You're not, let's see, you're not allowed to try to modify the weather in Colorado without a permit. The main reason is to keep ski resorts from doing strange things to try and make it snow. That's interesting, man.
What?
Because, so you can't modify the weather or try to without a permit. Which you may be saying, wait, can you modify weather?
I was gonna say, hey, just name one person you know that's out there modifying weather.
You can
know anybody.
You can do it. Dubai has been doing it right now.
What? That's a real thing. I've known like the conspiracy theory about it. I know about HAARP. Do you know about HAARP?
I've heard of it, but I don't know. Like
it's like a big field of like antennas. That's like in like the Alaska or something, or it's up north somewhere. And they claim that it's used to manipulate weather, like it legit, like can make it snow, make it rain at any given time. President's Day, it's always beautiful. You know?
With airplanes, how can you modify?
So you're talking about like chemtrails and what they you know, the exhaust.
So it's cloud seeding, that's what it's called, is a type of weather modification that aims to change the amount or type of precipitation that falls from clouds by dispersing substances into the air that serve as cloud condensation or ice nuclei, which alter the microphysical processes within the cloud.
So basically, in layman's terms, they're pumping water into the clouds to make it rain.
Yeah, they're kind of doing that. So I've heard of that. So cloud seeding.
That's wild, dude. That's crazy technology. Think about that. That's God's work.
Well, actually, you know what? We're doing it every single day by throwing trash out the window and polluting the air.
See, we're doing it slowly though. Like, dude, if you can like say, hey, Tuesday, we just want it to be nice. Like, hey, it's a big game, man. You know, we need it to be nice that day. Like, you can do that.
My wedding is coming up. I need a nice day. I need rain.
Do you think you could pay somebody like, hey, I got like 70 G's here for you, man? Like,
I think it's like
really needed to be.
I think it's millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah. I don't know. But,
so that's a crazy thing. You know what's wild about that is I watched a little documentary on this, and they were like real scared of people using it for warfare. So instead of dropping bombs on, you know, fucking Baghdad, dude, we just make crazy weather, tornadoes everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you just manipulate the weather, hurricanes, you know, fires.
I'm sure as technology gets to that point, it's got to be, I mean, it can't be that hard, right? You know?
I mean, that's wild. Think about that. You're changing what's going on in the atmosphere. That's a big atmosphere, dude.
But in certain areas, if you like, let's say you make just an area, because weather really breaks down to hot and cold. Isn't that kind of, am I simplifying it too much?
Yeah, a little bit. It's, you know, location. It depends on, you know, fronts and, you know, it's basically hot and cold, but
it's hot and cold, but with other elements mixed in there. Right. But, you know, if you could make something super cold or super hot, you know, and change that atmosphere,
especially drastically, if you can change it like that.
But what's weird is the fact that we even are talking about this. You
Right.
know, like it's weird that us as a species has figured out a way, whether we're good at it or not, to still even manipulate the weather.
Just think about what else we're doing, man. Dude, if you're changing the weather, that's serious stuff. That's potentially life-threatening for the planet.
What was I reading today?
You know?
There's something in one of our prep things that's like, kids today will experience like 7 times more natural disasters.
I saw that post.
Dude, fucking depressing, man. It's like,
it is though.
You know,
it is depressing. I mean, I don't know, dude. I think does history repeat itself? So we don't really know history, dude. Like technology and the industrial boom and it's just recently happened in you know the big scheme of things of planet Earth we're talking about.
When you look at the Industrial Revolution and where we're at now, it is such a small. I mean, hell, they were just talking about finding footprints here in North America from like 12,000 years ago, dude. The world was so unbelievably, the planet was so unbelievably different 12,000 years ago, and we're not even close to that. Now go back. So I guess that's
serious pollution has only happened in the past 100 years.
Yeah. So how do we curb that? How do we curb that? I think that's why some, like when you look at the climate change deniers and everything, like, look, how are we doing so much damage in such a short amount of time? Which the planet, I'm sure, is adjusting, which it will. That's the one thing I've established is that after we fuck up, the planet will probably have to reboot itself.
Well, that's exactly what's going to happen, dude.
Yeah.
100%. I was just going to say that too. Just like a human body, what happens when you get sick? You create antibodies. Your body adjusts and it gets rid of that disease. And when it comes back again, your body's dude. The Earth is just like a body, dude. It's a living thing. It's going to wipe us out. Eventually, when we piss it off enough, it's going to notice that little wart. It's going to be like, dude, I need to get rid of that. Well, you know, whatever it needs to do, which is natural disasters, dude.
Yeah,
we're done. We're out.
We've already seen that, and they're talking about that. I think we might have mentioned this, like with the glaciers melting, right? And now, like disease, like things that have been trapped in ice for like millions of years are now, and we can't fight it off. We can't fight. And so all these things will happen. And then once we're gone and the factories are shut down and the cars aren't running and then the earth starts cleaning itself, I guess that's where it's at. Like, okay, yes, I'm sure we're adding to it. And I am not a climate change denier. I think we are absolutely doing damage to this earth. And
I think it goes in cycles.
But it does also go in cycles too, because through the millions of years that this planet has been around, if you look at it that way, you can't. Well, we've seen it. There's been ice ages. There's been when it's been mostly water. You know, when the meteor hit. You know, there's been all these things that have happened, and it's just an ebb and flow. And we're just at this point where it's good enough for us to survive, but it's not going to be like that forever. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
Dude, does that fucking trip you out a little bit? Think about this, okay? Barring any major universal catastrophe, like we get sucked into a black hole, all right? But for us, like, dude, the human species will be wiped out. Like, do you think about that?
Yeah, I do. I think about it a lot, actually, but it doesn't make me nervous because the chances of it happening, I mean, it's a selfish thing to say, but the chances of it happening soon, like real soon, probably not.
We'll be long gone.
We'll be long gone. And so it doesn't freak me out because it's not immediate. And like I said, that's kind of a selfish thing, but like anybody should say that, you know, it's like, I guess
what I look at, what I think is fucking trippy and just throws me for a loop, man. When I think about death and I think about everything, like there was so much stuff before us and there will be so much stuff after us. But where's that next? Like just thinking about like our species, it dead. Okay. Now, if you look at evolution and how, if you do believe in that, if you don't believe in creationism, we will get wiped out. It'll go through its full cycle again. We'll do the full evolution, but it'll be different. It'll be different. It won't be the same as you and I. Our bones will be long gone and pressed into you know, dust and whatever, and this planet will keep spinning through unless the planet is destroyed, like I said, by a huge meteor and it blows us up or we get blasted into the
sun. Unless like you said, unless a natural or like a meteor, like you said, just takes us out, kind of like the dinosaurs. We're gonna wipe ourselves out. It's just gonna take time. You know, like I said, it's a weird thing. If you go on like a video, I think there's a YouTube video of they do a time lapse video from the very top of the Earth. It's a satellite video or whatever, and it's the Earth going through all of its seasons. And dude, you can sit there and watch it and be like, dude, that's a fucking living thing. It's breathing. It looks like it's breathing. You know, the seasons changing, and then once you start to realize that, you're like, oh shit. So what are we doing to that thing? And then you kind of compare it to yourself. And like I just said before, like when you get a disease, it takes a little time, but your body takes care of it. And that's what's going to happen with us, dude. We're destroying this planet. And the planet's a lot bigger, and it's going to take care of us, man, at some point.
I honestly, I don't think we'll be as a species around 1,000 years from now. I don't think we will.
1,000 years.
I don't think we will be.
And in the scheme, in the big scheme of things, in the scheme of time with the Earth, that's soon. That's soon as fuck.
But I don't think it's with how rapid everything is going, unless we get off or we find a viable way. Because think about the billions of people. It's just going to keep getting more and more. We're just going to keep having until something happens that way. And maybe 1,000 years is a little short-sighted, but you just see what's happening now. I mean, just seeing what happened with COVID.
Well, maybe it's not short-sighted because technology is so exponential, man. I mean, it's going boom. Is there a stop to it? Like eventually,
dude, thinking about the future is fucking.
It's weird. It's weird, especially how fast it's happening, man.
And we are just around for such a short part of it. Like I'm starting to get anxiety. I think about this too much, and it's just like
it makes you nervous.
Well, because it does. Because think about this planet 1,000,000 years from now. Okay, there was dinosaurs roaming the Earth. And how old is the planet? Like billion?
I say 13.6 billion.
13.6 billion, dude. That's fucking nuts. That's
craziness.
Nuts. All right, now think about where we're at. For if we're lucky, 90 years. That's a long life on this earth. 90 years.
It's just a tiny little
a fucking pimple
of nothing. It makes him feel. Does it make you feel insignificant? Kind of. Like it makes. What's what it makes me feel like? It makes me realize how, many other things have been happening and it has happened and will happen, and how maybe insignificant's the wrong word, but it also makes me appreciate
it does
more.
I wouldn't say insignificant. What it throws me for is like, what is all of, without getting too deep, it's like, what is all of this? Why are we, and evolutionarily speaking, here and doing this where we're at? You know what I mean? And
I think the answer is almost simpler than you think.
I don't know though. And is it, I mean, is it literally going to be, I'm going to die and then a billion years are going to go and that's it. That's it. I'm done. There's no more. This is just going to keep going.
Nobody can tell you different. Nobody can say this or that. It's all speculative, dude. It's all, nobody knows. That's the crazy thing about life. That's one thing about life, dude. Like, what if you legit really did know? Like, would you want to know? Like, what if like somebody was like, dude, I know the answer. I have it right here. I can prove it 100%. Would you open that book?
I would, absolutely. Because here's the thing. This is what kind of kills me. This is what kills me with that is because, you know, for me in the beliefs that I have, I and again, it's so tough to even 100 wholehearted because you don't know. You hope that at the end of it, I think it might be just us trying to accept the fact that we're all going to die and just that's it. I hope there's an afterlife. Maybe it's a simulation. I don't fucking know. In the perfect world, this isn't it. For me, it's not it. There's something after this. This is a fun ride. I don't know what we're doing this, why we have this ride, and that's it. What the whole purpose is for in the big picture of things. But I would like to know, because if there is nothing else, you better believe I'm not just going to be sitting here going to work. That's what I think is almost depressing in the human mindset is think about people that go to a job they fucking hate. Think about people that don't have, like, I'm very blessed in the life that I have. And I almost feel guilty because if I were to die tomorrow, I had a great run. I really did. But there's people out there that have suffered. There's people in third world. You think about that and it's like, that's your life. That's what you have to struggle through. And just at the end, there's nothing. Like, dude, if I found out tomorrow that there's nothing after we die, dude, I would just go fish every single day. I'd go live the life I want to live because what am I working for otherwise? You know what I mean? I think there's maybe something here that
should you almost live it like that anyway?
But here's the thing though, Hunter, is that why fuck it? I don't need to pay bills because it's not like it's going to, if a credit score doesn't matter, well, fuck it. I'm just going to go do what I want to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, does it really matter though? Like, look at the other side. Like, does it? I mean, obviously for your kid and, your well-being, but I mean, how hard is it really to really take care? I mean, obviously you got to go to work, you got to do jobs and whatnot, but why not have that mind frame though?
I do, but I still have to get a paycheck. Dude, a mortgage. Like I have to sit there and stress to make sure I have a roof over my head. We have to pay bills. We stress over car payments and
so if you found out that there is nothing afterwards, I mean, it doesn't mean you don't have to pay bills.
I would do something else. I would find a way, whether it's living off grid and just being, as self-sufficient in that way. Like why and as much as I love this, but dude, work has been stressful at times. Why stress myself out over something that doesn't matter? Why not just go do what I want to do and enjoy every day? It's
an interesting thing. It's an interesting thing to think about. Yeah. That's why I keep throwing those questions at you because dude, honestly, you should almost live your life like that regardless.
And I do, but I have to work. I have to work in order to
make the wheels turn. And everybody does.
Think about it. Dude, we spend 5 days a week working to have 2 days off to do what we want to do. All right. If it wasn't for all these rules, and I'm not saying I need something bigger to not be a piece of shit. I'm not saying about being a piece of shit, going out and murdering people and stealing and everything. I think you can still be a good human being, but I just think about someone whose job is just, and I'm not knocking anybody for this job, but I look at it like this. Think about someone who every day, 5 days a week, they just go in and type for 8 hours a day. We're not meant to live like that.
No,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
And so,
absolutely not.
And then also too, it's like, well, yeah, you got to, work hard and then you get to retire at 65 and live out. Fuck that, man. If I only got one go around on this planet, dude, I'm going to just
live it up.
Live it up, man.
Does it scare you that it's a possibility?
Oh, dude, it terrifies me. I think about death every day. I really do. Because especially now with a daughter, and of course I knew this was going to go so long as soon as we got into this. Like I look at my daughter and all the things like now and seeing her and knowing that at one point I was a little baby and now here I am raising a child and it's like, dude, this is fucking weird. It's a weird thing. Life is fucking trippy, man.
All you know is what you've seen, what you've lived through. It's all right here in between the ears, man. The conscious brain. It's just this timestamp and the scheme of the big picture, dude. It's wild. You only get 90 years, but 90 years is nothing.
And dude, and
it's
that's
nothing, dude.
That's if you're lucky.
And here we are. I'm 36. You're 35. Or 34.
We're past
35.
a third of our life. That's if we get to 90.
And that flew by.
Yep,
it's gone.
Flew by.
Can't get that back.
I think about it every day, and it sucks, man. Gives me anxiety, brother. Yeah. So
anyway, halfway, dude.
All right. Well, let's get out of here because apparently we hit the bong a little too hard to kick things off here. But all right, man. Well, that's going to do it for Brock and the After Show podcast. We will see you next time for another mind-bending. What happened to you? What did your screen? Did you breathe on your screen or something? Did you lose me? Dude, I'm talking. Can you hear me? No? Dude, there's such a delay. There's such a delay right now. It's
not really. No, you're breaking up. Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh, this is all right. All right,
we're just breaking. I can't even see you. You're just skipping around.